In the previous episode, we travelled to Bangladesh for the first time and what an experience it was. After that, we returned to Sidi Patna Sahib to follow the early life of Sidi Guru Gobind Singh Ji and then the final moments of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji within that city. During this time in history, a storm was brewing. The Emperor Aurangzeb was on a mission to convert the whole of the Hindu faith to the Islamic faith. In fact, every single day Aurangzeb would only eat his dinner when he had confirmation that tens of thousands of Hindus had been converted. However, that was not satisfying Aurangzeb. He said to one of his generals in Kashmir, now convert the leaders, the Kashmiri pundits. The pundits had nobody to turn to. They turned towards their Guru Shivji and they said, I can't help you. The only one that can help you is the true Guru who sits on the throne of Sidi Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Go to them and take their support. For more details on this story, please check out the podcast series by Pai Man Singh who goes through this in so much detail. But for now, let's pick up the story where the Kashmiri pundits come to Sidi Anandpur Sahib, Sidi Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji sitting on their throne, awaiting the arrival of these pundits. See you guys there. At this time, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj has come back to Sidi Anandpur Sahib. They've travelled all the way from the east, went all the way towards Assam. And they've come back to Sidi Anandpur Sahib now. And it's written so beautifully, Hind Vikhe and the Kod Machiyo Taba Sadhu Satana Dekhana Pavata. At that time, there's so much darkness in Hindustan, in Hind. Taram de tha ataram hove nehedachika go garib de khavata. That where there's meant to be taram, there was no taram. It was just complete injustice taking place. Tab Tegh Bahadur, Hind ki chadar, Thay Chak Nanak beach bachawata. At that time, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji was here in Chak Nanaki, known as Anandpur Sahib. Sev Hari Asa Kol Karu Meh, Guru Janju Take ki large rakhavat. As written that Guru Sahib Ji to protect the honour of the Hindus, of those that were downtrodden basically. Guru Sahib Ji, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj Ji, they stood up for that.
This is where Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj was when the head of the Pandit Kripa Chand, he came here with few of the Pandit, Kashmiri Pandit, and he came here to do binti to Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj.
Hanji, and it's written there again, okay, Dukhe Bipad Jo Chal ke, Aaye Puri Anand, the Pandits were so dukhi, and they came in binti like Pai Sahib Ji said, Bahe Sadi Pakriye, Guru Hargobind ke Chand, that can you hold our arm? And said, Tegh Bahadur Jagat Gur, Sun e Mahahakar. Guru Sahib Ji heard the cries at that time of them. And as Pai Sahib Ji said, Ke Haath Jod Kahiyo Kirpa Ram. That Pai Kirpa Ram Ji, he came, he did Benti. I also heard maybe that he was one of the teachers of Guru Gobind Singh Ji as well.
Hanji, he taught Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, if I'm not mistaken, Sanskrit.
Kirpa. So there was already a relationship. So like we mentioned earlier about the Pandits knew of Guru Sahib Ji, some of them did, because they knew about Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji sitting at the phone when Shivji sent the message. Datta Brahman Matanagram, they told where they're from. Hamara Bal Abarahi Onakai, He Guru Tegh Bahadur, that we have no strength, only you can help us. Gajke Bandana Katana Hare Tum Guru Nanak Hai Avatare, that you are the form of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. So when Guru Sahib Ji is hearing this Benti, Guru Sahib Ji is going quiet at that time, and they're thinking to themselves, and it's written, Taba Satguru Eva Mana Tahirai, Binasira Diya Jagat Dukapai, that the Guru realized at that time they were giving their head. Benasir diye jagat dukha, the whole world is going to be dukhi. Somebody needs to give their head. And at that time, somebody who walks into the darbar.
Of course, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, at that point of time, Gobind Rai, he was looking at his father, he was looking at the Pandits, what was going on, and he goes to his father, Ke Guru Pitaji, what are you doing? Ki ho raha? What are you thinking? And when Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj says to Gobind Rai, at that point of time, Ke Put, that this is happening, I'm thinking someone who's the leader of the religious people, that person have to give their head, and that's why Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj goes and says, Maharaj, Guru Pitaji, who is greater than you? Who's greater than you to give your head?
And it's interesting because Guru Sahib says that if this happens, if I am to go, then that means that you'll become an orphan, and that Mata Gujri Ji, they'll become a widow. And Guru Sahib says it's better that one person becomes a widow, an orphan, than millions and millions of people of Hindustan and the children become orphans or the wives. So Hanji, basically in that respect, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji at that time sent their own father off to give Shaheedi. And this is the time where that happened, where Guru Sahib Ji then said to the Pandits, go and tell
Aurangzeb's men, that if they can convert me, then they can convert all of Hindustan. And that was a challenge that Guru Tegh Bahadurji put in front of Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb was like, this is chilling, right?
Yeah, that's the easiest strategy that someone can have, you know?
Yeah, just convert one person, and you convert the whole of the Hindustan. If bribery didn't work, first thing is sweet talk them. If that didn't work, takke dena. If that didn't work, then kill them. So these are the strategies of Aurangzeb at that time to try and convert the people. And look, he's gone from trying to convert millions of people in Hindustan to Kashmiri pundits now to one individual, Guru Tegh Bahadurji. He thinks he's won. He thinks it's going to be easy. But little does he know that Guru Sahib is going to take over a year to get to them. I remember thinking Guru Sahib was 9, Guru Sahib was 8 at this time, Guru Gobind Singh Ji. And because it took a year. And then the Shaheedi happened. But now we're going to follow the journey of Guru Tegh Bahadurji Maharaji leaving Anandpur Sahib, going to Delhi, which I've not seen online before. I think it's going to be fun, it's going to be cool, it's going to be emotional, it's going to be interesting. So join us now for the final journey of this vlog series as we travel, trace the footsteps of Guru Tegh Bahadurji from city Anandpur Sahib all the way to Delhi, all the way to Sikh Gurus where Guru Sahib Ji gives their own head, and we look forward to sharing that journey with you guys. So now we just arrived at Sri Kiratpur Sahib. As we mentioned earlier, Guru Sahib left Anandpur Sahib and they travelled towards this area. They first saw Baba Suraj Malji, filled with so much love, speaking to them, telling them to accept Guruji's hukam as they're on their way now to Delhi. Guru Sahib stayed there the night, and then they came to here to pay respects to their Pitaji, Sri Guru Hargobind Sahib Maharaji, where the Antam Sanskar happened, where we came to earlier in the vlog, and we showed you where this happened. Where there was a bit of dispute within the family, you could say jealousy of Tiramal and the other individuals, and Guru Tegh Bahadurji left for Bakali Pind. And what's really beautiful is that when Guru Sahib Ji came here, they took Prashadi Deg to the Asthaan where Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji left their body, their Pitaji, and they said these final words to their father at that time. It's written so beautifully. They say to Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, this is what Guru Tegh Bahadurji saying, कि तुसी मेरे जन्म तो ही यह बचन कीते सन कि हिंदू धर्म दे रखे लई अते जुर्म राज दी अग ठंडी करन वास्ते मेरा पुत्र सहायक होवेगा. That they said that when I took Prakash that came in this earth, that you said that to protect the Hindus and to stop the tyranny of the leaders at the time, that you will come and that you will put out this fire and that you will be the support of Hindustan. कि आज मैं भी बचन पूरा करने लई चलिया हां, तुसी आज्ञा बख्शिश करो. They said that now I've come to fulfill those words that you said, Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji. So it's such a beautiful level of detail because there's so much to travel, there's so much to see, that we thought we'd stop off on the way to Delhi, come to Kiratpur Sahib just to share this itihas, that this is where Guru Tegh Bahadurji came just to do the Ardas on this one year travel to Delhi to come and pay respects to their father, Miri Piri the Malik, Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Maharaji, to do this Ardas and say, hey Pitaji, oh my father, to fulfill your words, I've come today. You know, this is 1674. Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji said these words in 1621. Do the maths, about 50 years later, they've come to say, Father, after 50 years they come back. The Guru's words are always eternal to the end of time. And now to make those words become padagat, to manifest those words, have come here to say, hey Father, they're happening now as they make their way towards Delhi. Let's carry on the journey as we go to Bahadurgarh now.
Sisa Sangh Ji. Now Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj moved from Kiratpur Sahib after getting a Sisa from there. He have moved and come to this place here, and this is the actual old. You can see the Gurdwara that has been built over here. It's called Bahadurgarh Sahib, and you look at this. This is the old Nishan Sahib as well, right? It's interesting that the Prabandhaks over here, what they have done is they have conserved this old building, and if you look at the roadside, you actually see that new building over there, right? So this is the first stop Maharaji had after Matha taking at Kiratpur Sahib towards Delhi.
Come to the next asthan which Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj Ji stopped off at. This is Mukarampur, where Guru Sahib Ji came, Padshah Novi Asthan. It's late at night, it's about 8:30. Guru Sahib Ji has gone to Sukhasan. The doors are locked, right? So we've got a bit late. Before we still come here, show some footage of the Itihas that took place here. Guru Sahib Ji came to this asthana, sat under the beard tree that is close to the Sarovar that we see today. When Guru Sahib Ji was visiting this place, a Mata Ji named Mai Mari Ji and her husband came to visit Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. They served Guru Sahib Ji with so much love that the Guru was so pleased. They said, ask for anything that you want. Mai Mari Ji says to Guru Sahib Ji that I am 45 years old and my husband is much older and we want to be blessed with a child. Will you bless us with a child? Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji says that their Pita Ji, Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, visited this place. That they have now visited this place, and now in the future their son Sri Gobind Rai Ji will also visit here. And it is said that Guru Sahib Ji blesses Mai Mari Ji and their husband Bhai Roop Chand Ji with 7 sons. And what an amazing story. And this teaches us that if we ever want anything, even if it seems impossible, the Guru can always bless us with it. We don't need to go anywhere else. We always come to our Guru. Guru Sahib is on their journey to give Shaheedi, and on that journey they're blessing all the Sadh Sangat around them. Right, Guru. So that's it, the house of here. It's late. We're probably going to rest, and you can imagine these places are not close to each other. So Guru Sahib spent a lot of time traveling and then stopping off at places, resting, blessing the Sangh with their darshan and carrying on. So we'll see you guys at the next asthan. Started the next day. We stayed in Patiala last night. So the next asthan that Guru Sahib Ji went to on their journeys, that they came here to Bahadurgarh. And very interestingly, when Guru Sahib Ji stayed here, at that time this area was called Saifabad. The person who came to see was Saif Deen, who's a Shardalu. And interestingly, they were a Muslim. They weren't even a Sikh in that respect, but they had a lot of Sharda for Guru Sahib Ji, and we spoke about this on our Malawa travels as well. A lot of the Sangat would refuse Guru Sahib Ji entry into the homes. They would ignore the Guru because of the fear that a lot of people had. Even the Masans, right, those that were like the Sewadars, the Pracharaks in the Guru's home, they refused Guru Sahib Ji entry, or they refused to acknowledge that Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj Ji had come here. And that's quite sad to think that, you know, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't acknowledge the Guru because they in most cases they were just scared, right? Or if they were greedy and they want to give the daswan to Guru Sahib Ji, that was a duty to collect, right? So in this journey, you'll find in some of the Sakya there was actually the Muslim one, the Shardalus that had faith in the Guru, who would welcome the Guru in. And here, Guru Sahib Ji, in this area that we're in, there's a sthan here, there's a sthan on the other side. We've got to figure out what is the difference. I think that's more Puratan and maybe this is more new built. But Guru Sahib Ji stayed here for 4 months. Right, so during that time it's Chaumasa. Chaumasa takes place over 4 months, where it's the rainy season. So Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji stayed here for 4 months, and I remember this Aurangzeb, like we said earlier, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji issued a challenge to the Mughal Raj, said that if you can convert me, you can convert the whole of Hindustan. And Aurangzeb's like, okay, this is great, I've got to convert one person to Islam, and everyone's going to convert. And they're saying, tell the Guru to come here. And the Guru showing the idea of being Nirapau, right, being fearless. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj is going to spend 4 months in this area of Saifabad with Saifuddin, and then they're going to carry on that journey to other places before they get to Delhi. So showing how fearless they are. No one can force the Guru to do anything. So let's check out this place where Guru Sahib Ji stayed for 4 months.
So Sangat, if you look at this building here, this Gurdwara here, it looks like the Puratan Gurdwara. Based on the structure of this, you can look at this etta, they are all old, and this is a very similar structure that we have seen in Sisganj Sahib, which is in Anandpur Sahib, and also based on our observation in our journey in Bangladesh as well, in Guru Nanak Shahi Gurdwara. I think this is where the old asthaan used to be, right? It's a good thing that they still preserve this. Evi Prani Kuwa, this is the same Kuwa apparently Gyanji was saying that Maharaj ne Putyasi, right? So again, right, wherever Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj went, he was well known for the coups.
Is this the coup from the first time Guru Sahib Ji came here?
Yeah, this is the first coup that Maharaj came here. That's what Gyanji said.
This is the second time Guru Sahib Ji came here. So this is from the
first visit Maharaj.
Was Malawa.
Hanji. I'm not too sure about this but it looks old as well. Look at this design here. Look at this. Do they grind it and they and then do they break it?
Shaped it, yeah.
Wow, there's a lot of kamma,
A lot of kam. This is all before power tools. So hathi banwaya hoya sara. But these are also, look, this is all the shaped brickwork. This is now a modern layer on top, probably paint. But what would have been on top of it is juna. But look, actually you can see somebody's lit candles here. So these are like the dive holes. But you can see the wax. But this is where they would have put jyot together.
Building on the side, this is where Saifuddin used to rest. So that was in their memory, and that was just time. This is where Guru Sahib Ji was themselves, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj, at this area. But there was a lot of Nishaniya. They were actually here before of Guru Sahib Ji, but they knocked them all down basically, or they destroyed all of them. So very similar theme that we've seen from the other asthans as well. But the local Sangat, the local Seradars have all said that whoever these individuals are who have come in to these asthans, they've broken down all the Nishaniya of the Guru and built new things. And in terms of, someone can say, do we have a problem with this? Yes, we do, but even the local Sangat, right, which is kind of more important because they've seen themselves, their parents have seen, their grandparents have seen it, they're not happy with this, we're not happy with this. So this is why, we need to raise awareness about this, that going forward, like, whatever is left of our itihas, why are we destroying it just to make marble or make something bigger? Like we saw yesterday at Bahadurgarh Sahib. If people want to do that, as in build another asthan and build it next to the Puratan cheese,
but don't disturb the original.
Yes, that's why the house. Other faiths keep that stuff. Why are we not preserving the history?
Yeah.
So this is where Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji was here when they would come back and rest, because they'll do their bhakti over there, where we're going to go afterwards. And this is where Saifuddin will stay. And Mataji was saying that if somebody comes in order to make the darshan safal, they should also come here and do darshan as well. Showing that love and respect for the Sikh of the Guru, the Shardalu of the Guru, Saifuddin, who had a lot of love for the Guru, that go and pay respects to them, and just acknowledge who they were and the sacrifice they made, that they kept Guru Sahib Ji, and it's a risk to their own life, right? They were willing to sacrifice their own life for Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji to do their seva for close to 4 months. It says on the board 3 months and 2 days Guru Sahib Ji spent in this area.
There's a big seva that he's done, very long time.
What we know is, and what the locals are telling us, is that these are the two of the Puratan remaining buildings here. I know that this building was photographed by somebody called Gambajit Singh Kang, who was a really big artist himself and did a lot of surveys. He wrote a book called Wall Paintings of Punjab and Haryana, and that's how I knew about this asthan before. This asthan itself used to have paintings of Mata Gujri ji and Guru Hargobind. I can send you the photos, actually, I've got them in the book. Obviously those are not here now, but there's still a lot of nishanis of old work. You can see the intricacy in the carved brickwork, the small bricks, the holes for where they would have put jyot or dive or light, candle light to light up the place at night. Mandeep Singh was just saying to me as well, a lot of the Puratan structures have this sort of inner sanctum and then an outer veranda, and this seems to create quite a cooling effect, because when you go in there's no air conditioning. Obviously there's shade, but it allows air circulation. But if you think about all the structure of many asthans, even Hazur Sahib has the same structure on a bigger scale. So this seems to be a very traditional way that Sikhs used to build. And certainly if you look at the old pictures of Gaur Sahib or Fatehgarh Sahib, which we've shown in the previous podcasts, they all had this structure, an outer sort of courtyard area, and then a veranda type area, and then an inner sanctum structure. And even this structure over here, one of the local Sevadars was telling us, is where the Muslim Shardali Saifuddin used to stay and do Bisram. The dome on top looks to be modern, but the rest of the building looks to be significantly old. How old is difficult to date, but it's definitely predating it, what's built behind us. So it could be the Sikh Maharaja period when they were building all these asthans at that time. It could be earlier, but we'll have to look at references to see. But there's no doubt it's at least 100, 150 years, maybe older.
What about this coup as well? What do you think? Do you think that's old, especially the bricks?
Yeah, the coup again, it's got the same. I mean, small bricks in and of themselves isn't a giveaway, because nowadays people are using small bricks. But you can tell by the colour and also how they're stuck together almost from the mortar angle that it is old. Obviously, it's been painted over recently. But yeah, this does not look to be a modern structure. Look, there's a chipmunk on top. So if you look at the top of this Gurdwara, it has a gumbad style which is quite old. And actually, I was looking at some pictures the other day. The Gurdwara in Sialkot in Pakistani Punjab now has a very similar dome. So it sort of speaks to, again, a style that we don't see now. So this is the other thing, that through the sort of lack of diversifying and killing the diversity of the asthans and making everything look very similar, we've lost a lot of the intricacies and also some of the regional styles that used to be in Gurdwara. So you'll see a lot of the Gurdwara around this sort of southern Punjab area have quite a distinct style compared to northern Punjab styles, but well, you see from the pictures anyway. But here you can see, look, it's a much flatter dome, it's not so round, and it's built on an octagonal base. A lot of the damdame, so even the asthan that we went to in Anandpur Sahib, where they were saying it was the Gurgaddi Asthan of Guru Hargobind Singh Ji, that octagonal building. Remember the Bajurg was talking to us about it, and then Sargun Singh showed us an old picture. Again, it had that same octagonal dome structure on top, and even Damdama Sahib in Bathinda, the Buddhas there, Baba Deep Singh, had the same style. So this sort of octagonal shape seems to make a lot of appearances either in Samads or Poras. We saw that at Baba Bakala as well, but that structure is 1931. I mean, this is just my initial observations. I'm no scholar by any means, but this just goes to show how much work there is still to be done by people who are more learned, to be honest, and people here on the ground to actually make proper indexes and surveys of things, because all of this defines our character as Sikhs, and it speaks to our heritage. And if we just make everything look the same, then Bibiji here was saying the same thing, that by killing the authentic history, we're making it difficult to get people to connect with history. So let's see what else we uncover. We're about to go to the other Gurdwara on the other side in the fort, which hopefully will show us something even more Puratan.
Let's go.
Let's go. We finally got inside. There was a Punjabi soldier on post there, and he actually let us in Guru Kiratpur. So there's always more than one way to get inside. And yeah, we're inside now, so we've come underground. Resham Singh doesn't like it, but I think this is the only thing I like about this, about a new building. It looks kind of cool, don't you think?
We're in the middle of an old Puratan fort, but everything else is still Puratan.
Yeah.
And then this is here. So
first of all, a big thank you to Guru Sahib Ji and then to Palavinder Singh as well for going and speaking to that family and getting us access. We've gone into this fort, which is highly, what do you say, it's got loads of security, right? They wouldn't let us record in there. They want us to take pictures. They said if you do, you get arrested. But Guru Kirpa, we got to go inside and have a look. And it's really beautiful, right? The Tara Sahib and the coup that was there. Then we got to see the masjid as well of Saifdeen. And that was really nice because that was literally from the Guru Sama, right?
Well, before that, inside there's a plaque that says that it's actually from Shah Jahan's Sama. So technically, maybe before Guru Tegh Bahadur's time, but we need to go back and do some more research on it actually. But there's no doubt about it that it's from Guruji's period. So
Shah Jahan was from like the 6th Guru, innit?
yeah.
So yeah.
Well, then it would have been around Guruji's childhood time.
Yeah.
But either way, probably one of the most historic things we've seen on this trip.
And you've been wanting to come in for like 5 years, right?
Yeah, I first came across this asthaan in that book I mentioned earlier, Kamarjit Gang's book, but also in some of the older books on Guru Tegh Bahadur's history. There are pictures of that mosque in it, and I knew there was a fort, a very large fort that was still existing. So, and I also knew that there was a commander training unit here. So I never thought we'd actually get to have such close darshan of it, actually be inside it. So it was quite surreal actually.
How did it feel being in that masjid, knowing that Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji visited that same place, that same structure, those same bricks, that same style, everything?
Yeah, you can't really put it into words. To be in such a large fort, I think you'll see from some of the footage how large it is. And then to have a structure there, and then as you said, we saw the Thara of Guru Sahib, and the Granthi there was telling us that it, as far as he knows, he's been, they kept it during the Gar Seva, and it certainly looks to be the original Thara. Its shaping, its bricks, the way that it's been constructed, it doesn't look like it's some modern knockoff reproduction. And so to see it up close and personal, and then see this wider environment, and you guys have covered the Itihas of Saifuddin and how much Shraddha he had in Maharaj, that Maharaj visited him twice, and once for a 3-month period, which is a long time.
Very long.
Guru Maharaj didn't keep that much summer with that many people, right, in Itihas. So that's a lot. The pyar between them must have been huge. So to do darshan of that area, and both Gurdwaras as well, the Gurdwara in that area inside the fort where Maharaj would do bhakti, and then where this new Gurdwara was, where we went to before, where they used to do Bisram. Yeah, it's quite something.
And Kelsey, you said something very interesting. You're a bit frustrated. You said that it's a bit annoying how everything inside the fort was Puratan, but the one thing that was not really Puratan was the Sikh asthaan, right?
Yeah, it was quite disheartening to see that. Similar to what you guys have spoken about, the feeling that we got when we went to the masjid and just walking around the old fort, you see history all around you, and you're around the same bricks, structures that breathe the same air as Maharaj, and then you get to the Gurdwara and it's just a completely new structure which lacks any feeling whatsoever. And when we got to the Thara Sahib, it was like a wow moment, and I think we all share that sentiment. It just felt like that Maharaj most likely would have sat there. I've not seen anything like that before, which is what leads me to believe it's quite original, because I don't think anyone would have come up with that design now. It's just I have mixed emotions, just seeing the whole place in its original structure, and the only new thing there is the Gurdwara. It's quite sad, and it wasn't even that old. I think the Granthi Singh that was there said that it was built in 2014, I think. So it's not long ago that this new Gurdwara was built. So yeah, it's quite sad that all of these things could have been prevented. People living in Punjab have a difficult grasp on history, and this isn't to take the mick, but the Granthi Singh was like, there's a photograph during Maharaj's time, that was taken during Maharaj's time. When we saw it, it was just a painting, right? Like the cameras didn't even exist then.
Yeah.
So it's things like that people can't really grasp history, to the point where even when we were like, we want to go check out the mosque, he was like, why do you want to go there for? Yeah, the whole thing is still linked to Maharaj's history.
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing I've noticed from a lot of these places that we've been walking around, is the general Sangat's grasp on history, or at least the people that are custodians of the places, don't really understand the history and they don't have a grasp of what's old and what's new. Something that's 10 years old, they'll say is Puratan.
And one thing that was interesting with the Tara Sahib was that the stairs were in front. And I was saying this to you guys because I'm used to seeing, whenever you go to a Gurdwara, the Golaks at the front, the stairs are behind. Like, I just find that quite interesting, the way that obviously that was made.
Yeah, so for me personally, I believe you're going to see a king.
Yeah.
And we see this in the West as well, where royals would sit there and anyone coming to present themselves to them would come from the front. That's what was so unique about this structure. The fact that they managed to keep the stairs as well, it allows you to see how Sangat would have been, or Maharaj would have been welcoming the Sangat. So yeah, it's from the front. And I don't think, of course, then wouldn't be Golak or anything like that in front. It would just be Maharaj. So you can really feel that royal presence. Another thing that was interesting to note was that there was a well, that was situated just a couple meters away from the Tara as well.
Yeah.
So it could have been that that's used to, get water for Maharaj as well.
Yeah.
So it's right next to them, abundant supply of water, as well as the Sangat that would have been in front of them.
Yeah.
Back to my point of the mixed feelings. It seems like the most feelings that have been evoked during this trip have almost always been from either non-Sikh asthaans or Sikh asthaans that aren't Gurdwaras, so like family Havelis, family homes from Maharaj's time that are still within the family lineage. All the emotions, positive emotions that we felt have been from these non-Gurdwara asthaans, which is, people might think that's a bad thing to say, but when you visit these places, you do get a different sense of, there's a different feeling, the air's almost different in those places. And you do get a cooling sensation as well, like not just physically but spiritually as well in these places. Whether it's a home, whether it's a mosque, it just feels different because you're almost taken back in time. And I think that's where the peace lies. And I think that's what Sangat are yearning for, particularly outside of India. Living in the diaspora, we have that hunger for our itihas and really connecting with the Guru in a physical manner through asthaans, through shastras, through kirtan. And the asthaans are one of the things that we don't have immediate access to because there's so few of them.
It's crazy that we're doing this vlog series and we're tracing the footsteps of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. But imagine if we did this 100 years ago with cameras, or 200 years ago. Imagine how different it would have been in terms of what we would have seen. All the nishani that have been lost and stuff in it. So, it just puts a lot of things into perspective when we think about Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's footsteps and what we're being able to see now, Guru Kiratpur. In the next 50, 100 years, hopefully Sangat can see what we're seeing, but hopefully more. And those things that are maybe just hidden, they can come Paragat. So yeah, Sangat watching this, support the Seva. Definitely check out Virasti. I know we probably pumped it a bit, but I think I remember I spoke to Rishabh Singh on the phone before you flew out, I think, and I was saying to you now I've got more appreciation for what you guys are doing because I had it before, but it's only when you come out and you see yourself like naturally, like we didn't even force this in it just came by itself. So get involved as well, and the more of us that are speaking about this, the more of a difference it can make going forward.
जन्म जन्म के दुख निवारे जन्म के दुख निवारे सूखा मन साधारे सूखा मन साधारे दर्शन भेटत होत निहाला श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी धन श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी माल जन्म जन्म दी कटी है और लिखे सच्चे
We are in Gurdwara Dukh Nivaran Sahib Pasha Naumi. It's my first time here as well. Yeah, first time in Patiala, first time in Gurdwara.
So after leaving Bahadurgarh Sahib, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj Ji carried on their journey towards Delhi. Guru Sahib Ji came to this asthaan, Gurdwara Dukh Nivaran Sahib, where there was an individual named Pagaram who came, they bent to Guru Sahib, there's a disease here, so they bent to Guru Sahib to remove the disease, and also they bent there's not much Sangat that stay here as well, right? So how can this place be filled with more Sangat, with more hustle and bustle, if you get what I mean, in terms of Sangat coming here, Sat Sangat happening, and people chadaying their pet as well, so this place can grow. Guru Sahib Ji dipped their foot, they churned into a pond at that time, it became blessed, and Guru Sahib says whoever bathes here, their disease will be taken away as well. And even the mothers would come to Guru Sahib Ji and they'll say the Matawa ke our children pass away very young as well. So Guru Sahib Ji gave them bachan as well ke tha ke ishnan karo saror vich, and all the diseases will be taken away as well. So I think it's really beautiful that Guru Sahib is on the way to Delhi, but along the way it's not like they got any concern about Aurangzeb, and they're saving everybody. Right? We generally say that Guru Sahib Ji came, save the Hindu Dharam, the Hindu pundits. But along the way, Guru Sahib Ji is blessing everyone. They're blessing the Muslims, they're blessing the Hindus, blessing the Sikh Sangat. They're just blessing everybody. And this example here, Gurdwara Dukh Nivaran Sahib, where Guru Sahib Ji is blessing the Sangat as they continue on. So let's carry now to the next asthaan, Gurdwara Moti Bagh. So we've just left Gurdwara Dukh Nivaran Sahib. Our tyre is flat, but it popped right next to a car tyre replace place. How do you say it? Car tyre replace place? A tyre shop.
Car tyre replacement. That is the freshest thing I've heard you say.
How do you say it? The whole trip we were doing so fine and now it's just popped. How many bumps have you gone over?
That's true, but Kirpa hogi right outside a tyre shop.
All jokes aside though, we could have easily broken down anywhere else, right? So like we're laughing about it right now because it happened outside a car tyre replace shop, whatever you call it. I keep getting the name wrong, but if this happened in the middle of the fields, in the pin, we'd be annoyed right now. Yeah. So this is only delayed us by what, 5-10 minutes?
Not even that.
Anywhere else, if it was last night, we'd have been screwed, man. So Guru says in Kirpa.
Dukh Nivaran gaye hoye ya.
Dukh Nivaran.
Dukh Nivaran ho gaye.
Straight away, Guru said you cut away a dukh.
3, 2, 1.
Sath Sangat Ji, this is Gurdwara Moti Bagh, Patshahi Nawi. At this very place, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj, after visiting Bahadurgarh, Maharaj Ji came here. This used to be a garden, and Maharaj Ji stayed here for a few days. And what happens next is Maharaj Ji then goes from here to Chikha and then Kathal and so on. So this is one of the asthaans that Guru Sahib Ji visited before reaching Delhi.
What year did Guru Sahib come?
That was the year when Maharaj Ji was giving his Shaheedi.
So was there any like Saki here?
No, the Maharaj Ji just came here. So this is just a garden. Maharaj Ji's charan shop ਇੱਥੇ ਲੱਗੇ ਹੋਏ ਸੀ. This is where Maharaj Ji's charan ਲੱਗੇ ਸੀ. Yeah, so this is where from here then onwards Maharaj Ji then goes towards Chikha and then Kathal and continues their journey towards Delhi to give Shaheedi. ਕਿੰਨੇ ਕ ਦਿਨ ਰਹੇ ਆ?
ਇਹ ਔਰੰਗਜ਼ੇਬ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮਾਸੜ ਸੀ ਨਾ,
ਹਾਂਜੀ,
ਤੇ ਉਹਦਾ ਬਾਗ ਸੀ, ਰਾਜਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਬਾਗ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ।
ਔਰੰਗਜ਼ੇਬ ਦਾ ਮਾਸੜ। ਅੱਛਾ,
ਉਹ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੇਮੀ ਸੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਦਾ।
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਨਾਂ?
ਹਾਂ, ਉਹਦਾ ਭਲਾ ਬਹਾਦਰਗੜ੍ਹ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਜੀ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ,
ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਅਗਲੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਬਹਾਦਰਗੜ੍ਹ।
ਅੱਛਾ, ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ
ਉੱਥੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਗਏ।
ਅੱਛਾ,
ਉਹਦੇ ਮਹਿਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਾ ਲਓ, ਕਿਲੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗਏ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ,
ਕਿਲੇ ਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਫਿਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਇਸ ਪਾਸੇ ਹੈ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ,
ਸੁਣ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਫੋਰਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ
ਮਹਾਰਾਜ,
ਹਾਂ ਕਿਲੇ ਦੇ
ਫਿਰ
ਵਿੱਚ
ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਚੱਲਾਂ ਮਾਰਨਾ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਵੀ ਬਰਸਾਤ ਦਾ ਮੌਸਮ ਹੁਣ ਕਿ ਬਰਸਾਤਾਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋ ਗਈਆਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜਾਓਗੇ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਸ਼ਾਂਤੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਫਿਰ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੇ ਫਿਰ ਸ਼ਾਂਤੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਮੇਰਾ ਬਾਗ ਹੈ
ਅੱਛਾ ਜੀ
ਉੱਥੇ ਰਹੋ
ਅੱਛਾ ਜੀ
ਫੁੱਲ ਬਗੀਚੇ ਬਾਗ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਫਲ ਫਰੂਟਾਂ ਵਾਲਾ ਬਾਗ ਹੈ ਮੇਰਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਫਿਰ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ 3 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਆਹ ਇੱਥੇ ਪੁਰਾਣਾ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਇੱਥੇ
ਅੱਛਾ
ਇੱਕ ਦਰਖਤ ਉਹ ਕਾਰਸ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਵੱਢਤਾ
ਅੱਛਾ
ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਘੋੜਾ ਵੀ ਬੰਨਿਆ ਸੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਫੁੱਟਿਆ ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਫੁੱਟਦਾ ਸੀ ਉਦੋਂ ਫਿਰ ਕਾਰਸ ਵਾਲੇ ਵੱਢ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਉਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹਿਣ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਉਹ ਮਿਲੀ ਭੁਗਤ ਕਮੇਟੀ ਦੀ ਸੀ
ਅੱਛਾ
ਤੇ ਫਿਰ 3 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਰਹੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਾ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਸੀਸ ਦੇਣਾ ਸੀ ਵਾਇਆ ਆਗਰਾ ਹੋ ਗਏ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਇੱਥੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਰਹੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੁਖਰਮਾਰ 5-7 ਮਿੰਟ ਖੜੇ ਖੜੇ ਇੱਕ ਬੀਬੀ ਖਿਚੜੀ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਈ ਸੀ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਹਾਂ ਲਹਿਲ ਪਹਿਲ ਚਹਿਲ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਵਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੀ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਪਰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਚਿਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਰਹੇ ਦੂਸਰੀ ਗੱਲ
ਅੱਛਾ
ਉੱਥੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਦਾ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਹੈ ਉੱਥੇ ਪਹਿਰਾ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਹਰ ਵੇਲੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਦਾ ਮਾਨਤਾ ਵੀ ਪੂਰੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਐਸੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ
ਅੱਛਾ ਜੀ
ਦਿਲੋਂ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਵੇਲੇ ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਸਿੰਘ ਇਸ਼ਨਾਨ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਦਾ ਰੂਟੀਨ ਵਾਈ ਹੈ ਨਾ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਪਰ ਉਹ ਪੁਰਾਤਨ ਮਰਿਆਦਾ ਜੋ ਉਹਦੇ ਮੁਤਾਬਕ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਪਰਿਕਰਮਾ ਹੈ ਪੌੜੀ ਚੜ੍ਹ ਜਾ ਉੱਪਰ ਪਰਿਕਰਮਾ ਉਹ ਬਣੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਥੱਲੇ ਵੀ
ਤੇ ਉਧਰਲੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਵੀ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਉੱਥੇ ਵੀ 3 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਸੋ ਵੈਸੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਰਹੇ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਆ ਫਿਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਜੋ
ਇੱਥੇ 3 ਮਹੀਨੇ
ਅੱਛਾ
ਉੱਥੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਸੀ
ਅੱਛਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਰਾਇਸ਼ ਸੀ ਮਾਤਾ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦਾ
ਰਹਿਸ ਉੱਥੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ
ਅੱਛਾ ਜੀ
ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਫਿਰ ਉੱਥੇ ਤੋਂ ਕਿਲੇ 'ਚ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਪਹਿਲੇ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਕਿਲੇ 'ਚ ਰਹਿ ਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਸ਼ਾਂਤੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਰੌਲਾ ਗੋਲਾ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ
ਅੱਛਾ ਜੀ
ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਤੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਪਾਸ਼ਾ ਜਦੋਂ 31 ਸਾਲ ਉੱਥੇ ਰਹੇ 29 ਸਾਲ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਬੱਬੇ ਬਗਾਲੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਇਕੱਲੇ ਰਹੇ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ
ਇਕਾਂਤ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ
ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਸ਼ਾਂਤੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਇਕਾਂਤ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ
ਹਾਂ ਹਾਂ
ਤਾਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਇਹ ਸਾਹ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੂੰ ਫਿਰ ਮਨ ਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੇ
ਸੱਤ ਹੈ ਜੀ
ਇਹ ਹੈ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦਾ
ਤੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਦੀ ਇੱਧਰ ਦੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਬਾਬਾ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਈਡ ਤੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਈਡ ਤੇ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਬਾਈ
ਪਰਲੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਸਰੋਵਰ ਹੈ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਉਧਰ ਪਾਲੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਵੇਖਿਆ
ਸਰੋਵਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਰੋਵਰ ਦੇ ਲਾਗੇ ਬੜੇ ਬੜੇ ਮਹਾਂਪੁਰਸ਼ ਸੰਤ ਆਤਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਸੰਤ ਬਾਬਾ ਈਸਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਉੱਥੇ ਪਾਠ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਫਿਰ ਮਹਾਂਪੁਰਸ਼ ਪਾਠ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸਰੋਵਰ ਚੌਂਕੜੇ ਹਾਂ 5 ਪਾਠ ਸੁਣ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਉਹ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਪੁਰਾਣਾ ਘਰ ਸੇ ਬਣਾ ਢਾਤੀਆਂ
ਇੱਥੇ
ਝੁੰਗੀਆਂ ਜੀ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਪੱਕੀਆਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਰਾਜ ਦੇ
ਇੱਥੇ ਰੁੱਖ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੋਣਗੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹਨਾ
ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਵੱਢ ਗਿਆ
ਬਾਗ ਹੈ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦਾ
ਕਮੇਟੀ ਨੇ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਵੀ ਬੜਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਪਰ ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਡਿਪੈਂਡ ਹੈ ਨਾ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਕਮੇਟੀ ਤਾਂ ਸਹੀ ਸੀ ਕਮੇਟੀ 'ਚ ਗਲਤ ਬੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਰਕੇ ਨਾ ਫਿਰ ਕੁਛ ਕਾਰਸੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਨੇ ਨਵੇਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਸੇਵਾ ਚਾਲੂ ਕਰੀ ਕਾਰਸੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਨੇ
ਉਹਨੇ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ
ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਫਿਰ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਢਹਿ ਢੇਰੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਚਲੇ ਗਏ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਨੂੰ
ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਸੀ ਇਧਰ ਪਾਸੇ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਜਾਣਾ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਗੋ ਇੱਧਰ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਜਾ ਕੇ
ਐਨ ਚਲ ਜਾਓ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਚਲੇ ਜਾਓ ਉਹ ਛੋਟਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਲੋਹੇ ਦਾ ਗੇਟ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਨਿਕਲ ਜਾਓ
ਟੱਪ ਕੇ ਵੀ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਆ ਫਿਰ
ਜਾਓ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਫਿਰ
ਚੰਗਾ ਬਾਬੇ ਚੰਗਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ
ਦੱਸੋ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਰਥਨਾ ਸੰਗਤ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਸੀ
so he was saying that Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj actually stayed here for 3 months so it makes more sense because why when we went there I had a question ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੂੰ ਇਕਾਂਤ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਪਸੰਦ ਸੀ ਹਨਾ ਤੇ ਉਧਰਲੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਤਾਂ ਵਾਲੇ ਕੋਲ ਸ਼ੋਰ ਸ਼ਰਾਬਾ ਇਸ ਕਿਲਾ ਐਕਸੈਕਟਰਾ so how did Maharaj did that so then he asked him ਕਿ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਉੱਥੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਠਹਿਰੇ ਸੀ ਇਸ ਨੇ 3 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਉੱਥੇ ਠਹਿਰੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਕੁ ਦਿਨ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਠਹਿਰੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਹਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ 3 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਠਹਿਰੇ ਉਹ ਗੱਲ ਸਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੂੰ ਇਕਾਂਤ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਸੀ ਮਤਲਬ so then he started saying that ਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਹੈ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਪੁਰਾਣਾ
ਉਧਰ ਆ
ਇਧਰ ਪਾਸੇ you have to go in there
ਤੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਰਥਨਾ ਸਥਾਨ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਸੀਗਾ
ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਪੁਰਾਤਨ ਸਥਾਨ ਇੱਥੇ ਸੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਫਿਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕੀਤਾ
ਆਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਵਾਲ ਉਠਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ ਫਿਰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਹੁਣ ਉੱਥੇ ਆ ਹੁਣ ਜੇ ਪੁਰਾਤਨ ਸਥਾਨ ਇੱਥੇ ਸੀਗਾ ਫਿਰ ਇਹ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਬਣਦਾ ਆ
ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੋਕਲ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਵੀ ਡੋਨਟ ਸਪੀਕ ਵਿਦ ਦ ਲੋਕਲਸ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ So if you look at the back there, that's the Patiala King's Palace. So according to the Sevadars here, they're pretty old, I think probably 70, 80 years old. And they have seen what has happened in this place, how it has transformed. So according to him that the king would go up there and to have darshan of this place, he would do namaskar before he goes anywhere. So this is a very interesting perspective. Apparently this is the place where Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj came, and Maharaj Ji ethe baithe si. Maharaj Ji sat down here, and in their remembrance, this is where the Nishan Sahib has been erected. According to the Sevadars as well, there was a Gurdwara, a Darbar set that was made in between there, that has been demolished. So it's unfortunate, but yeah. So he was also sharing as well, downstairs, the Sangat used to do parikrama within this compound downstairs, but that whole area has been blocked now, and they have stopped Sangat from doing parikrama within the premises. And he just shared with me as well, something interesting. This place has been kabja, right? The Sangat, the local Sangat have actually taken authority of this place now, and they are fighting a case since 10 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Against who?
I don't know, there's something we need to check and see. And now this is, if you ask me, this is the actual feeling, the ambience of how Guru Sahib would have come here. Just imagine, right, the feeling of having so many trees around here, and this is what Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj Ji would want to experience. Maharaj Ji ekant chaਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ. Maharaj Ji wanted to be somewhere quiet, you know.
People here reading Bani.
People are reading Bani here, there you go. Seva as well.
A very peaceful area.
Yeah. So I just came back from doing a parikrama within the thada, the whole place. Now, honestly speaking, my personal viewpoint of this is that this is the place where Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj would have sat down, because the vibes there, how the whole mahal is over there, it's just what Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj would have been. Because wherever we went, where Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj sat down in the bhakti, we have the same feeling. I have the same feeling over there as well. I think Karamir has the same thing as well. No doubt, this is the place Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj sat down and did bhakti. It's a very ekant jagah wa. Yeah, I feel very emotional about it.
You got some flowers?
Yeah, I brought some flowers, dried ones. These are marigold flowers. The yellow ones and the orange ones. Baba ji, ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ. ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ. ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ.
ਕੀ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਉੱਥੇ?
ਉੱਥੇ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ, ਥੱਲੇ ਵੀ ਦੇਖਿਆ.
ਕੀ ਦੇਖਿਆ? ਉੱਥੇ 10 ਕਿਲੋ ਸੋਨਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਨਾ.
ਉਹ 10 ਕਿਲੋ ਸੋਨਾ ਪੁਰਾਤਨ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਵਾ, ਪੁਰਾਣਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ, ਹਾਂ.
ਸਾਫ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਾ ਕੀਤਾ.
ਅੱਛਾ ਜੀ.
ਜੇ ਬਾਦਲਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਤੇ ਲੈ ਜਾਣਾ ਸੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਤਾਰ ਕੇ. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ.
ਨਹੀਂ ਕਾ ਸਹੀ ਹੈ. ਇਹ ਪਰ ਉੱਥੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਪੈਰਾ ਵਾ.
ਪੈਰਾ ਅਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਕਦੇ ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ ਆ ਕੇ ਦੇਖਿਆ.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ.
ਕੀ ਗੇਮ ਬਣਦੀ ਹੈ.
ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਦਿਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਫੀਲ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਨਾ, ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ.
ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਆਵਾਜਾਈ ਹੋ ਗਈ.
ਹਾਂਜੀ.
11 ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ,
ਹਾਂ,
ਔਰ 3 ਵਜੇ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਦੁਪਹਿਰ ਨੂੰ ਫਿਰ ਨਜ਼ਾਰਾ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਪਾਠ ਕਰਨਾ ਉੱਥੇ. ਫਿਰ ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਮਰਜੀ ਪਹਿਰਾ ਹੈ. ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਹਰ ਵੇਲੇ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ.
ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ.
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਜਦੋਂ ਜੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਾਜੇ ਲੋਕ ਤੁਰਦੇ ਸੀ ਨਾ, ਸਵੇਰੇ ਘੋੜੇ ਖੜੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ.
ਵਾਹ ਵਾਹ.
ਫਿਰ ਅਰਦਾਸਾ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਸੀ ਉਸ ਪਾਸੇ ਨੂੰ.
ਕੀ ਬਾਤ.
ਇਹ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਘੱਟ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ, ਆਮ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ.
ਹਾਂ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕ
ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਪਿਆਰ ਰੱਖਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਆ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਨਾਲ, ਆਪਾਂ ਗੇਮ ਖੇਡਦੇ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਾ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਮਿਲਾ ਲਓ, ਆਪਾਂ ਜੁੜੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਨਾਲ.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹਾਂਜੀ.
ਪੁਰਾਣੇ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਹੀ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ, ਦਲ ਪੰਥਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਕੁਝ.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ.
ਆਮ ਬੰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੱਸ ਸਕਦਾ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਨਹੀਂ.
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ.
ਹਾਂ, ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਬੜੀ ਬਾਰੇ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਹੈ, ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ.
ਵੈਸੇ ਤਾਂ ਮਾਰਨ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲਾਪ ਕਰਾਤਾ, ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਣਾ, ਸੱਚ ਦੱਸਿਆ. ਇਹਨੇ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੁੱਛੀਏ, ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਗਏ
ਸੀ ਉੱਥੇ. ਹਾਂ, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉੱਧਰ ਨੂੰ ਗਏ.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹਾਂਜੀ.
ਮੈਂ ਚਲੋ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ, ਖੜਾ ਲੱਗੇਗਾ ਮੈਂ ਆਪੇ ਆਣਗੇ ਹੀ.
ਅੱਛਾ ਅੱਛਾ.
ਇਹ 3-4 ਇੱਕ ਜੀਂਦ ਦਾ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ, ਇੱਕ ਸੰਗਰੂਰ ਹੈ, ਇੱਕ ਬਹਾਦਰਗੜ੍ਹ ਸੀ, ਬਹਾਦਰਗੜ੍ਹ ਤੋਂ ਕਾਰਸੇ ਵਾਲਾ ਢਾਤਾ.
ਹਾਂਜੀ,
ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵੀ ਪੁੱਟਦਾ ਸੀ.
ਅੱਛਾ ਜੀ.
ਇਸ ਪਾਸੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਹੋਇਆ ਨਾ,
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਬਹਾਦਰਗੜ੍ਹ.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹਾਂ, ਵੇਖਿਆ ਸੀ. ਹਾਂ ਹਾਂ,
ਵੱਡਾ ਦਰਵਾਜ਼ੇ ਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ.
ਹਾਂ, ਸਾਈਡ
ਉੱਥੇ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਉਹ ਪੁੱਟਦਾ ਸੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ, ਕਾਰਸੇ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੇ. 4-5 ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਬਰਾਬਰ ਲੱਗੇ ਹੋਏ ਸੀ, ਇੱਕੇ ਰਾਜੇ ਨਾਲ ਲਵਾਏ ਸੀ.
ਅੱਛਾ. ਚੰਗਾ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਗਿਆ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ, ਚੱਲੀਏ.
ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ.
ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸ਼ੁਭ ਨਾਮ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ?
ਤਾਰਾ ਸਿੰਘ.
ਤਾਰਾ ਸਿੰਘ. ਹਾਂ, ਵਧੀਆ. ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ. ਖਾਲਸਾ.
ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਰਾਜ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਸਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ
So we're now on the final journey of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. This is probably the last few days we've got now before we get to Delhi. So we've been traveling for nearly 20 days. So I think definitely it's catching up to us now. As soon as we landed in Delhi, even from London, we started recording and we hit the ground running in terms of starting with the traveling, going towards the east, as you guys have seen in the previous episodes. Today, we're heading to about 3 asthaans in the morning. Asthaans that are based upon Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's final journey that we've vlogged in this episode. And then we're actually going to Tegh as well, where the Verasti guys are going to be spending about a day and a half looking at the Haveli of Bhai Santokh Singh Ji.
We're really excited. We've been looking forward to this moment. The actual implementation work has been going on for about two and a half months. So not that long, but quite a lot has already been done. What we've got planned is to do a full-on sort of survey of what's been going on. And what's really exciting is that the whole team is assembling. So all the architects, the engineers from the conservation side.
Yeah.
And obviously the workers are on site anyways. And some of these people I've been talking to for a few years now, and I've never met them.
Okay.
So this will be our first in-person meeting.
To learn more about this amazing initiative, check out the Verasti Asthaan Seva YouTube channel.
So we're at Qila Mubarak, which is the royal family home of the Patiala royal family. But it's got a connection to Haveli Kavi Santokh Singh because the Maharaja Patiala Karam Singh may have poured Kavi Ji here. And by Veer Singh writes in the first volume of the Suraj Prakash Granth publication that Kavi Santokh Singh was called to a Kavi Darbar here. And all the Kavis were doing Ustati of Krishna, and the Kavi Darbar was all about writing the Kavitas in praise of Krishna. And 2 or 3 times Kavi Ji said, no, my love is Guru Hargobind Singh Ji, so I won't say anything about anybody else. And then eventually the rest of the Kavi Darbar relented, and Kavi Santokh Singh then went on to actually recite a Kavita in praise of Guru Hargobind Singh Ji. That was then praised by the whole Kavi Darbar. And then what actually happened was that many of the Kavis that were in the Darbar were high caste, and they were a bit discriminatory against Kavi Santokh Singh. So in order to sort of not to increase his grandeur, they gave him just a small dashalla with 100 rupees rather than a siropa. So Kavi Santokh Singh didn't really receive the full accolades he should have done from this Kavi Darbar, and that was part of the reason why when the Kathal Raja Bhai Uday Singh called for him, he would then go on to settle at Kathal.
We'll see you guys at the first asthaan for Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. Imagine now, Guru Sahib has been travelling for many days. They spent many months back in Bahadurgarh, Moti Bagh. There was what we charged yesterday saying that Guru Sahib Ji may have stayed more near the gardens, but they're all quite close to each other, right? All those asthans in Patiala, they're not too far. Even Bahadurgarh to Moti Bagh is probably like a 20-minute drive. So you can imagine if Guru Sahib Ji was on their horse, it wouldn't have taken that long, you know, maybe an hour of travelling. So maybe Guru Sahib just stayed in that area locally, because as we've seen ourselves, when it starts to rain, it is really difficult to travel. It's very difficult to travel down just general roads that have not been made properly in those days. If a lot of it was just jungles and mitti, gilli mitti, these kind of things, it'd be really hard to get around. So Guru Sahib Ji stayed in this area of Patiala, which wasn't called Patiala at that time. And now Guru Sahib Ji's continued forward, and we'll take you to the next asthan that Guru Sahib Ji came to as they head towards Agra.
ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਰਾਜ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਸਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਵੀ।
So after Moti Bagh, this is the next place that Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj came. In Samana, the very well-known executors of the Chote Sahibzade Jalauddin was from this place. Samana was actually known as the hub of the Mughal empire's scholars and saints. So there were many Islamic saints and scholars over here. But unfortunately, the executors of Chote Sahibzade was also from here. But anyhow, related to Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj, after Moti Bagh, Maharaj Ji came here, and at this point of time when Maharaj Ji came here, the Sangat over here did Benti, some of the people, the Muslims, knew that Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj was here, and there was this one particular guy, he was from a Hindu background, and he got converted. That guy threw a cow bone into the well. So The reason why is because they didn't want people to have the water, especially Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj. And then with the binti of the Sangha did binti to Maharaj, ke Maharaj, now the water is polluted. How shall we have our water now? The Maharaj de Kripa now, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj used his teer, and this is where the fountain came up first, and this is where the water is today. It's a well, if you take a video, it's a very deep well. Tastes like Amrit. That was good. It's fresh, cold as well, of course. I think one thing good the Prabandhaks over here have done, they have maintained the well. Even though the water is low, what they've done is they've made this boli sahib so that the Sangat gradually have jal from here as well. Even the Thada as well, again, right, like when we spoke, wherever Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj went, wherever they sat, there's like, I don't know if you guys feel it or it's just me, it's like a vacuum, you know? You just feel like it's quiet all around, and that's what I felt at Thada Sahib as well. And wherever Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj sat, you know, that's how I felt. Now, this is another picture of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, which is I've never seen before.
Tan Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib, 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 Tan Guru Tegh Bahadur.
Here at this asthaan of Gadi Sahib, somebody named Jaman Khan, or as history also writes, Umar Muhammad Bakhsh, was blessed to do the seva of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. If you remember earlier, at Saifabad, Guru Sahib Ji stayed there for about 4 months. So Aurangzeb was completely annoyed that how come the Guru has taken nearly half a year to come and see me. He thought the Guru was going to come straight away. So he sent out his men to search for the Guru, and as Guru Sahib Ji comes to Samana, comes to this asthaan of Gadi Sahib, Guru Sahib Ji stays in the fortress of Jaman Khan. When Aurangzeb's men surround the fortress, questioning that is the Guru in here, Jaman Khan comes outside and says that the Guru is not here. He stands firmly and he even risks his own life, saying that the Guru is not here to stop the Mughals from capturing Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. So we've just come to the next asthaan now, Gurdwara Padashahi Shevi Ate Novi, which is in Karhali. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj Ji stopped off here as well. But interestingly, there was more at the house here of Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji. And I think it's very nice that as Guru Sahib is going on the journey, they're also stopping off at places, meeting the Sangat, but also the memories of their fathers, or Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji. What was it at the house of Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji?
So Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Maharaj came here because a Sikh by the name of Bhai Sanmukh, he did Ardas. He has been doing Ardas for a very long time. Ke Maharaj mera rog dur kar de. Maharaj, please cure me from my disease. He was a leprosy, you know. And what happened was then Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Maharaj comes here and told to Bhai Sanmukh Ji ke Bhai Ji, तैयार हो जाओ, इस जाके स्नान करो, है ना? I'm here now. I've heard your Ardas now.
And there was like a pond there at that time, which he told to do Ishnan in. It's just written there. It's probably not the exact words, but they go. He would say कि कालियोग दे अवतार श्री गुरु नानक देव जी दी जोत मैं तेरे नाम दा वास्ता पाउंदा हा that I've taken upon your support of your name, right? तू समरत अथे प्रतक है that you are supreme, you are complete, you are the physical form. जाता मेरी मुक्ति कर दियो नहीं ता मेरे शरीर दे भयानक रोग नू खत्म कर दियो. Either give me mukti, let me leave this body basically, or get rid of this disease at that time. And that you know everything, Guru Sahib Ji. cut de Jan and Nahar, Sri Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji at that time reached here. And then as Pai Sahib Ji was saying, Guru Sahib Ji heard their binti, told him to do Ishnan in the pond, bathe in the pond and safe. By doing that, Atahat Tirtha da Jal is Thate Parvesh Kar Reha Hai. That basically the blessings are going to different Tirth asthans. Those blessings are here. And he was a bit, he had a bit of doubt.
Of course, initially he was like, what's going on?
I don't know if this is true. If Guru Sahib says, Guru Sahib says, no, get up, go and do Ishnan. He does Ishnan and his rog is taken away.
Immediately it starts.
And Guru Sahib says, whoever comes in does Ishnan this asthan, that 80 different types of rog will be taken away if they come here. Or even the idea of just this life being like a rog. Or we mit janda hai ithe aake Ishnan karke. So this is the asthan where Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji set up. The Noe Pasha Ji came as well on their rasta to Delhi, where they were going to give Shaheedi, and they stopped off in the memory of their Pitaji, Sri Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Maharaj. So really nice.
Was he still here then by his son?
It doesn't mention whether they're here or not, but they could have been, because it was only their father's generation, right? Or if not even him, maybe his family. And the saddest thing was that by Sanamukh, he didn't actually live in the pind. He was kicked out of the pind. So he had to live on the side, very similar to like Guru Nanak Dev Ji Saki, the Jio Tap Tegh Baro Bar Tap Bahut Veka, that Shabad. Same thing where they were kicked out of the village as well, and they had no one to see them. So he was the same, he was like an outcast. He was kicked out. But Guru said you went to those places where nobody wanted to go, where the humble sit, right? So he went there, Guru Maharaj Ji, and blessed the Sikh who do Satnam Vai Guru Jap all the time. So yeah.
Is there also a reason why there's two Nishan Sahib here? Because of Guru Hargobind?
Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, yeah, Miri Piri, yeah, Padshah Novi, Padshah Shevi, maybe in their memory as well. But yeah, generally Fish Shevi Padshah Ji, even at the front, or it might just happen later on, where a lot of asthans that have two Nishan Sahibs as well, especially associated with Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji. ठीक है, चलो, let's move on to the next asthan.
Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib, 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 Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib.
So we now just come to this asthan of Padshah Shevi Anovi in Chika. This is another asthan linked to Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. When it comes to Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji, when they were going to Nanak Mata, originally as Gorakh Mata, but when Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji came there, it was renamed after Guru Sahib Ji, and the Sikh at the time was doing seva there. They were almost ousted by the Sids at the time in jealousy, and they tried to take over the land, and they burnt down the tree in which Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji sat down. So when Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji heard about this, they themselves went to Nanak Mata, and along the way they stopped off for 2 days in this area as they went to Nanak Mata, which is a beautiful Saki in itself, which hope we can share another time. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj Ji also came on their travels from the previous area of Karahali to here, and there was a Masand called Galoda, and he was a Shardalu, he was a Masand, he was at the Jathadar, he was in charge of a lot of different areas around this region, and he would collect the Daswan. That was one of the duties of a Masand. But unfortunately, some of that Daswan he'd actually keep for himself as well, and he did do a great job. So it's a great Saki of what actually happens. It's a long Saki, and we'll go through it in just a minute. But he came here, he lot of Sharda in Guru Sahib Ji, and Guru Sahib Ji gave him Sikhiya, let's stay on the right path. As Guru Sahib Ji head towards Delhi, and we'll find out what this funny story is of what happens to Galoda and his wife, and all the money that he was keeping for himself, but also using on the Guru Sangat as well. So we'll see you at the next asthan, and let's go through that Saki now. So here at this asthan of Chika, a story goes of somebody called Galoda. His parents were devotees of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, and when they passed, Galoda eventually became a Sevadar himself. He was given the duty of being the representative of the Guru, where he was known as a Masand, and every few months he would give
all the money, all the daswan that was collected from his local villages to Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. Unfortunately, he became a bit greedy and he started keeping the daswan for himself and only giving a little bit of money to Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. Eventually, Galoda became very, very rich. And what he would do is that he would take that money, put it in his garden and dig a great hole. What happened eventually was that Galoda's wife and the neighbor's wife had a conversation about this. The neighbor's wife said, "How did you become so rich?" And naively, she told them everything, how they became rich in the first place. The neighbor's wife made a plan and she said, "Oh no, if you leave it in the ground for too long and it doesn't get sunlight, it's going to get fungus on it, it's going to lose its weight and it's going to lose its value." So Galoda's wife asked, "What should we do?" And the neighbor's wife said, "Let's put it out in the sunlight, let it get sunlight for 45 minutes and then it'll be fine." So every couple of months they would do this. They take all that money, put it on their roof and give it sunlight. And every time Galoda's wife would go down to get more money to bring back to the roof, the neighbor would chuck the money over into her garden and eventually she became very, very rich as well. Linking this to Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, Guru Sahib Ji comes to Chika and stays with Galoda. Galoda serves Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji with so much love and Guru Sahib Ji doesn't say anything about what Galoda has done. They give Galoda a second chance and they say, "Now follow the right path and don't do any unjust actions because your family will have to suffer for this and go into great poverty." After Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji left, Galoda did not follow the bhajan of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. He carried on stealing. He became so powerful that when there's a dispute between two villages, he turned on one of the villages and got the other village to kill them. And due to this, he lost all his wealth. He died himself. His family went into so much poverty. And many centuries later, when Bhai Kavi Santokh Singh Ji goes there, he says himself that there's still that poverty in that family. So that wraps up the story of Chika and Galoda. Guru Sahib Ji coming here, blessing their Guru Sikhs, giving Galoda a second chance. However, due to Galoda's greed, he suffers the consequences of his own actions.
So it's the next morning. We are in Kaithal right now. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj Ji has travelled down. Last asthaan was Chika, I think, that we're at. There's a Gurdwara side there in the memory of Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji and Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj. And we went through the Saki of Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Nanak Mata when they went to save the honour of their Sikh and to help their Sikh. And then Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj Ji coming here in the Saki of Galoda and his wife being scammed by the Brahmani as well, which is a funny story, bit of a sad story as well, but unfortunately if what we see in today's world, we can see then in terms of people being lobby, being greedy, and that greed leading to their demise. So yeah, we're aiming today to get to Delhi, to get towards that area, and then Agra will probably be tomorrow, where Guru Sahib Ji basically made themselves Padgat and they arrested Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji in Agra. And like we said before, it's very interesting because Agra by car is going 4 hours past Delhi. So Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji travelled to all these asthans. They spent like a year travelling, and now they've gone past Delhi, where they're gonna. We won't ruin the story for you guys, but when they get there, basically the soldiers find out and they arrest Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji and they bring them to Delhi. So you guys will see that soon.
Wherever Maharaj Ji went to the small areas in the Pind, probably there were some Sangat who would have followed Guru Sahib, right? But for sure there were 5 Sikhs with Guru Sahib at each point of time, right? So every time with Maharaj Ji there were 5 Sikhs and 3 of them then gave the Shaheedi at Chandni Chowk as well.
So the main one that we hear about is by Mati Das Ji, who was like their Divan. They used to be with Guru Sahib Ji even on their initial travels, and Guru Sahib Ji would go around as well. So and then we hear about by Sati Das Ji, by Diyala Ji, by Uday, I think it's by Udo Ji and by Gurditta Ji. There's different names that come into house. Kevari you won't find like by Diyala Ji in some places as well. I think it's in Guru Ki Saki or one of these Poti Sahibs. They mentioned Bhai Diyala Ji's name. So, but definitely we know there was a small group of people that travelled with Guru Sahib Ji, the Panj Guru Sikh. And like we learned in the Saki yesterday of Galoda and in the Saki beforehand with the like Saif Deen and these other Shardalus, Musliman, they were the ones that were staying with Guru Sahib Ji in some of the cases, and the Sikh, the Masans, those that had the duty in the Guru's home, they were actually not with the Guru. They were refusing to go see Guru Sahib Ji. They were even saying things like, tell Guru Sahib Ji that we're not even in town. right? So there was a lot of that going on, because you can understand, look at the time, it's a very hostile time.
There was fear in everyone's mind.
What Aurangzeb is doing, if people knew those that knew what Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji was doing, if they have that fear of death, then they don't want to be a part of it, don't want to be associated with it, right? So there wasn't a great number of people with Guru Sahib Ji, and again, when we get to Agra, you'll see what happens in terms of how Guru Sahib Ji is arrested, and how many individuals are with the Guru, and how many soldiers does Aurangzeb actually send to arrest Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji as well.
So the question was, how would it be in Maharaj's time? Firstly, the population would have been a lot less, and it would have been a lot less built up. So we don't have tarmac or anything like that, but there were still big trade routes. So between big Shahr and things like Lahore and Delhi, there would have been some sort of cleared out travelling path for trade and for the Mughal Empire to move between its bases. But obviously we're also used to, and many of the places we've been going to for Guruji's Itihas are in small villages, Pindan de Vichayana. So there would have not been anything, it would have been kachi. So what you see around you, this sort of mitti, that type of thing going on. And obviously Maharaj travelling either, most likely on Ghoda, on horse, with what they call sort of rath or whatever, like sort of wagons to transport supplies and food and things like that. Yeah, and so we know from Itihas that there was a lot more jungle in Punjab than there is now. A lot of it's been cut away. So even, for example, it's not Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, but Machiwada to do with Guru Hargobind Singh Ji, that jungle isn't really there anymore. But Punjab had a lot more forest areas, and also seemed to have a lot more I can't remember exactly which one, probably tigers rather than lions, because it comes in Itihas, I think Guru Hargobind saved. Who was it that Guru Hargobind saved from a Jahangir? That's right. I always get confused between Jahangir and Shah Jahan, which one came first and which one came after. But yeah, even the type of animal that you see here seems to have changed because of habitat change and destruction. But I think in Rajasthan there's a big lion or tiger sanctuary. So those animals are native even to this area, but because of deforestation, things like that, you don't see them up here. So yeah, far more mountainous. And also, remember in COVID when that post went viral because there was no pollution and you could see the Himalayas from Jalandhar. You could see them from so you could see the mountains from the plains of Punjab, which nowadays we can't see that at all. So I think the landscape would have been far more beautiful and dramatic because it was less built up, less pollution, cleaner air, cleaner water really. I think sometimes when if you go and look at some areas in Pakistan, like in the rural areas, there are some really beautiful mountainous areas. I'll have to look up the name, but that gives you a sort of idea of what the plains and the mountains would look like. Because Punjab usually, even from a artistic perspective, is divided between the plains, so the flat areas, which is where we're all from, and the Pahad, so Himachal, and even the sort of Bilaspur and Anandpur and Kangra and these sort of areas. So Punjab's landscape is quite different, and the makeup of the people is quite different, and some of the traditions are quite different. Through the Mughal Empire, you had a third of the world's GDP running at this time. So it's not that there wouldn't have been some destitution. I'm sure there was, especially amongst the lower castes and things. But I think you would have seen a lot less build-up. You would have seen more pakke roads between the bigger Shahr, but in the sort of villages that Maharaj was going through, that would be just like going into the Khet now, I think, on a Ghoda, where it's just kacha. And a part of that, as we know, many of the Sakis is literally Maharaj going to areas to talk about, to sort out jal and things, Maharaj giving sweet to jal, creating wells, creating infrastructure in some ways, but in places where it was almost inhospitable.
And now we're going to visit another 5-6 asthaans on our way towards Delhi and towards Agra as well. So we'll see you guys there.
ਹਰ ਸਿਉ ਜੋੜਿਆ ਨਾਮ ਨਿਧਾਨ ਅਖੁੱਟ ਗੁਰ
So we've just come to the first Gurdwara of today. This is in Jind. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj Ji came here, and very similar to the travels in Malwa, they actually tied their horse to this tree in front of us. So again, of the Hasik tree that we have. There's also a chappad here as well, where Guru Sahib Ji blessed, you could say, that pond, and said that whoever does a shan here, their disease will be taken away. So, this is very interesting. They've dug it up. They said they're giving it a dawai as well, medicine.
Look at that. It's so deep. And yet I think there's even more
Of course, yeah.
place to go down, you know. Look at that.
Well, the tree is definitely dead. It's got no butte on it at all. You look at the alia trees, they're completely green. I think the local lady was saying that it's been a year since it's dried out, but it looks like it might have been longer. You can see they've excavated around it. It looks like, can't be sure, but it looks like they've actually dug it back out, so that they might have built up right to the tree and now excavated back. But one thing's for sure, it's yet another asthaan where the house has quite a strong connection to the tree, and then the tree is dying because of the construction methods being employed and a lack of care and attention to these things. What is this, the third asthaan where you've seen something like this now on our journey? I don't know. I think most of even the other locals have said to us, "Kinna sona lagda si when it was full," and it's just like everyone's memories in these pyramids are associated with the itihasik vastu. And if we then just come along and kill them, and then we've made the Gurdwara in memory of the fact that Guruji was near the tree, and then you've killed the tree, it kind of negates it all. So yeah, it's a shame to see this, but if this is them trying to rectify it, well, that's a good thing. And hopefully Mala's goodbye, it will revive itself. But who knows?
का ਵੱਡਾ ਹੋਗਾ ਸੀ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹਾਂ ਵੱਡਾ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਨਾ ਜਦੋਂ
ਹਾਂ
ਉਹਦਾ ਉੱਪਰ ਦੀਵਾਰ ਆ ਗਈ ਜੀ
ਠੀਕ so if you saw something, if you look over here, this is the khu, right, the well. If you look, the Gurdwara has been built on the khu, unfortunately, and this is how the condition of the khu is now. So there is water still, pani hai na hale? There is water still coming here from here, but the only thing is that it's not drinkable.
ਆਹ ਦੀਵਾਰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਪੁਰਾਣੀ ਦੀਵਾਰ ਹੈ ਆਪਣੀ
ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਖੂਹ ਆ ਸਾਈਡ ਤੇ
ਖੂਹ ਦਾ ਤੇ ਪਤਾ ਸੀ ਜੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ
ਪਤਾ ਸੀ
ਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਕਾਰ ਸੇਵਾ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਮਤਲਬ ਬਾਅਦ ਚ ਜਦੋਂ ਦੀਵਾਰ ਬਣਾਈ ਨਾ ਇਮਾਰਤ ਬਣਾਈ ਆ ਫਿਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਮਤਲਬ ਆ ਚੀਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਚੌਕ
ਨੋਕਸ਼ ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਚੌਕਸ ਕਰਨਾ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਫਿਰ ਉਸੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਬੀਮ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਦੀਵਾਰ ਕਰਤੀ ਇਹ ਥੱਲਿਓਂ ਤੋਂ ਉਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਆ ਮਤਲਬ
ਠੀਕ ਆ
ਇਹ ਬੀਮ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉੱਪਰ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ
ਉੱਪਰ ਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ
ਦੀਵਾਰ ਕਰਤੀ
ਥੋੜਾ ਕਰ ਲੈਣਾ
ਆ ਦੇਖੋ ਜੀ ਆ ਚੀਜ਼ ਛੱਡ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਜੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਅੱਧੀ ਛੱਡ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ
ਅੱਧਾ ਹੀ ਛੱਡ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਨਾ
ਤੇ ਉਹ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਬਾਉਂਡਰੀ ਇਹਦੀ
they were trying to make a square
ਬਾਉਂਡਰੀ ਦੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਨਾ ਚੌਰਸ ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਬਾਉਂਡਰੀ
ਠੀਕ
ਫਿਰ ਇਹਦੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਬਣਨਾ ਸੀ ਜੀ ਫਿਰ ਆ ਨਕਸ਼ੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਣਾ ਇਮਾਰਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਣੀ ਜੀ
So after Guru Sahib Ji leaves the previous asthaan, Guru Sahib Ji comes here now to Khatkar, this pind, and they say that when Guru Maharaj Ji reached here, the Sangha they benti to Guru Sahib Ji because the water here was very khara, is very bitter. So Guru Sahib Ji made a khu here, and the pani is very mittha. And actually, Gyani Ji was just saying beforehand that all of the people in the pind would come here
and have the pani over here, and it has been going on for since that time, but it's just that unfortunate. I think this Gurdwara has been built very recently, and unfortunately, since they have put a pump into the well, the water is back to being khada again.
Hanji, and also it's written at the time that Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj Ji, when they came here with their horses, somebody actually stole Guru Sahib Ji's horses as well, and as they were leaving, they became blind. So I regret they came back and asked for maafi from Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj Ji as well. So it's interesting about the pani that they were saying before, because it's mittha. Everyone from the pind would come here and drink that jal. But unfortunately, because of the motor and stuff.
Since the motor has been put into the well, since then the water has been bitter.
So we're carrying out to next asthaan, Gurdwara Manji Sahib. So we'll see you guys there.
So we just arrived at Gurdwara Manji Sahib, another asthaan of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. Is really bright, it's really hot. I'm struggling to look straight at the camera. But Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj Ji came here and they blessed the Sangat with a khu, at the Hasik khu that is here as well. Tasted the water, it's very good. Guru Sahib actually uchar the Shabad here as well. So you look at Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's Bani, a lot of the Bani is pretty much Varag mein. It's filled with a lot of feeling of dispassion or detachment. So Guru Sahib uchar the Shabad, Sadho Manaka Manati This is the asthaan which Guru Sahib Ji came to. This area, Guru Sahib Ji blessed the Sangat. They came from the asthans we've gone from, and then they carry on towards Lakha Majid, I think the next one is. So again, staying here and moving on, blessing all the Sangat. Wherever Guru Sahib Ji went, they blessed them.
Just one thing interesting is that Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, during the second Udasi, came here in this place. So Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj came here as well at that point of time. They, I don't know if you have shared this before, but why did Guru Sahib, like how many stops did Maharaj Ji have in between?
It's a great question. I think it depends on the sources, but from what we have written, the most that we found so far is 26 at least, roughly I think it is about 25, 26 different stops, because I couldn't find some of them.
Places,
yeah, it's very hard to find.
Or probably their name change as well?
Yes.
Last place, this is where Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj then came. If you can see as well, Maharaj Ji stayed here for 13 days. So this Gurdwara is also called Gurdwara Manji Sahib Patshahi Naumi. So it's very interesting, the thing, this is the third or the fourth Gurdwara that we've seen. The Gurdwara is exactly beside a pond, I would say, or a small lake, and we have seen the same scene again. We've seen buffaloes in the water, the Gurdwara near the lake as well. So it's moo! Look at that! Look at the buffaloes! Moo! I think it's a swim day for them, huh?
No, it's saying Kavi. The really weird thing, Pai Sahib, you mentioned just off the camera was that it's weird how Guru said you stayed there for 13 days, and that's all they've said. There's no itihas extra. Like if Guru said you spent 2 weeks in your house or in your village, you'd want to document that, right?
So I think probably what has happened over here, people would have not maintained the history over here for some reason, or the people who stayed here changed or something, I don't know. But so weird, 13 days, nothing, no history.
So we've now come to the next asthaan, Gurdwara Bangala Sahib in Rohtak. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj Ji stopped off here as well. And the itihas goes that when Guru Sahib Ji came to this area, there was a boli. They were saying that when you spoke to one of the Sevadars, that he said it was a coup, but it's no longer here anymore, right?
It's closed down, it's covered.
It's covered?
It's covered, so I don't know where exactly.
And that's generally the case that we find. Maybe if they knocked the building, knocked everything down, built something on top of it. So Guru Sahib Ji came in, there was a sadhu sitting on the boli, and he did a benti to Guru Sahib Ji. He spoke to Guru Sahib Ji, said that, okay, when I meditate, I go into a deep state of meditation, samadhi basically. And they said that I can hear unhad shabad, I can hear these sounds basically. It's called in English unstruck melody. Okay, where you read these different types of words. Like a spiritual experience, a stage that he'd reached. But he said to Guru Sahib Ji, ke, even though I've reached a stage, they go that I still don't have shanti. And that's when Guru Tegh Bahadur Char the Shabad in Tanasri Rag. The Shabad goes, Teh jogi kao jugat na jano. So Guru Sahib Ji recited this Shabad at that time in Tanasri Rag. Once Guru Sahib Ji uchar this Shabad, they blessed the sadhu with Brahmgyan. Brahmgyan Baksh this sadhu is filled with so much blessings that Guru Sahib has given to them that he can see the future. And what he sees in the future is that Guru Sahib is going to give Shaheedi in Delhi. So there's a benti, right? What was his benti?
So he tells to Maharaj, Maharaj, this is going to happen to you. Tell me, give me hukam. I will remove everything. I'll kill all of those people who's going to do whatever they're supposed to do with you. And Maharaj goes, what Maharaj going to say?
If you can do it, don't you think that we could, obviously not in a hankari way, but just saying who blessed you?
Brahmgyan, right?
Do you get what I mean? So, and we see that later on, which we'll go through with by Mati Das Ji. And before in Guru Arjan Dev Ji's time, when I think it was by Rana Ji or by Jetha Ji or maybe by Langaha Ji, they did the same benti as well. And that they will take Lahore and Delhi and they will clap their hands and destroy them. But Guru Sahib Ji here is showing again to live by Guru Ji's hukam. So that itihas took place here. Then where did Guru Sahib Ji go afterwards?
So apparently from the locals over here, there's another Gurdwara here called Gurdwara Mai Ji Da. That's why Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj would go there to have the langar.
So that was very nice as well.
It looks like there's an older building.
Yeah, that's what we observed as well.
Probably like 1900s.
Probably. You were saying that the stained glass, right?
Looks quite old because now we're part of the Varasti crew. We feel like we've got some kyan. So we were like, ooh, this. I was saying to Provincia, it was like, yeah, these stained glass windows probably came from Belgium, 100, 200 years ago. So we're getting in some of this stuff as well, right?
But the sadder part is, if you can see it, the exterior of it, right? They've broken some part of the Gurdwara. So I don't know if they're going to demolish it later on, but it looks like it.
So yeah, that's another asthaan. Guru Sahib Ji actually from here now. From what I read in the sources, they go straight to Agra.
Yes.
And there's Guru Ka Tal, but what's the other asthaan called again?
Mai Ka Than.
Hanji, so they say Guru Sahib Ji goes there next actually.
Yes.
So
it's nearby actually, very nearby. Yeah.
Tika, we'll try to go to Mai Jesus Than here if we can. If it's
the one here, you mean?
Yeah, let's try.
Gurdwara Mai Ji Da.
But then even the one in Agra will go as well. Yeah. So let's see if we can get there. Otherwise, now we've got a very long journey to get to Agra. From here, it's like 4 or 5 hours where we are right now. But we might end up staying the night in Delhi and then going there tomorrow, which is about a 3-hour drive. So yeah, let's see what the next asthaan is. Either Mai Jesus Than, if you can find it, Maharaj Kirpa Karan. Otherwise, we're heading over to Agra. See you soon. It's really hard to find this asthaan because it's just like, look at it, it's just, it don't come up on the maps. There's no signal and it's completely manic here. There was a police officer who tried to help us. Then he asked the shopkeeper and the shopkeeper's kindly enough said that he'll take us there. Hopefully we go to the right place. Guru Sahib Ji came here once to have langar. So we just thought it'd be nice to come down the gully and see where the Guru Sahib Ji actually come to which asthaan. And look how beautiful that is. Just once they did say of Guru Sahib Ji. We remember Mata Ji in that respect. And there's a Gurdwara asthaan there as well.
across this asthaan by accident because we were searching for another asthaan that we came across by accident to do with Guru Tegh Bahadur ji. And then this Bhai Sahib in front of us told us that there's another Gurdwara here. So his great grandmother was a Sikh and she's from Pakistan here. If you look at the footage here, we were getting a bit confused because it classically has features of being a masjid. And I think if I'd seen it from the street, I would have dismissed it as such, even though it's really nice. But it turns out it is a Gurdwara, and the history behind it is, it seems anyway, we found a number of photos in there of people from Shah Jeevana, which was a pind in West Punjab. And for me, it's one that I have come across in my research of the Seva Panthis. So it seems to be a Seva Panthi lineage. There was a Gyani Gurpreet Singh who came here, it seems in the partition anyway, we can assume, and set up the Gurdwara here in this masjid. One can assume that it was probably empty after partition, and just like the refugees fleeing from here, maybe the Sikh coming from Pakistan then sought refuge here. But we found photos of some other old Sevadars, some Seva Panthi lineage, which I'm going to need to research, and also Sant Sujan Singh Ji, Nanak Sarwali. So, and a really rare photo of them, one that I've not seen before, so we'll publish that as well. But it's a very interesting asthaan because it's clearly got, you can see Arabic inscriptions inside. It's got 3 domes on the top and the minaret, all very classical features. Similar to the Puratan mosque there in Bahadurgarh that we saw. But obviously now it's been reused as a Gurdwara. And the Bibi that we met, Bibi Simran Kaur, her father was a Sevadar of this Bhai Gurpreet Singh here. And then she has now inherited the Seva, so she is doing Seva of this Gurdwara day and night. And sometimes, just looking at people's Shraddha and Maharaj, and even how we've ended up here, it's quite inspiring, Not everyone gets access to understand the differences in dharam or whatever, but one thing is for sure, these people have great devotion in their hearts, and that's really heartwarming.
आपके लिए सेवा नहीं वीर जी नहीं सेवा नहीं आपके लिए सेवा नहीं. So I was just saying that what I call when Guru Hargobind Singh Ji Maharaj Gurpurab and Guru Nanak Dev Ji's Gurpurab, there's a Nagar Kirtan that starts from Gurdwara Maijida and it goes to Bangla Sahib. So the Sangat over here, then they get together and they do Kirtan. So that's how a full procession of Nagar Kirtan happens. So
Bangla Sahib in Rohtak, not Delhi.
Yeah, no, the Delhi one, the one
that would be very far.
Yeah, the Bangla Sahib here locally. Okay. आपका शुभ नाम?
पंकज पावा.
पंकज पावा. ठीक है. हाँ जी?
चाय पिलाने आ जाओ.
नहीं ठीक है. हम जाना है ना अभी दिल्ली.
सारे गुरुद्वारा इन्होंने वो देखना गुरु तेग बहादुर जी कहाँ रुके.
ऐतिहासिक गुरुद्वारा जो है ना, डॉक्यूमेंट्री बना रहे हम.
ਵੀਰ ਜੀ ਕੁਛ ਲੈ ਲਓ ਤੁਸੀਂ.
नहीं बहुत सेवा आपने की थी है.
नहीं ਅਸੀਂ ਕੌਣ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਾਡੇ.
नहीं आपने बहुत परोपकार किया हमने के लिए.
ਸਾਡੀ ਕੋਈ ਔਕਾਤ ਨਹੀਂ. ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ.
नहीं बिल्कुल, पर फिर भी
ਹੁਕਮ ਤੋਂ ਬਿਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੱਤਾ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੈਣਾ.
बिल्कुल
ਸਾਡੀ ਕੋਈ ਔਕਾਤ ਨਹੀਂ. ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਫੋਨ ਆਇਆ, ਮੈਂ ਜਾਣਾ ਸੀ.
अच्छा
ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ.
अच्छा
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਕਿਉਂ ਬੈਠਾ ਸੀ.
ਮੈਂ
ਜਾ ਗਿਆ, ਮੈंने ਕਿਹਾ ਮੈਂ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੰਮ ਜਾਣਾ ਸੀ ਖਾਣਾ ਖਾਣ. ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਨਾ ਕੀਤਾ, ਮੈਂ ਅੱਧੇ ਘੰਟੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਆਵਾਂਗਾ. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ. ਸੇਵਾ
ਲਿਖੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ,
ਲਿਖੀ ਸੀ.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਨ.
हाँ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਮਲ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ. I think everyone thinks Parvinder is a Baba. The guy was crying. His name is Pankaj Pava. He was born here, but his dadi was from Pakistan, and they came here. He was born in the Gurdwara that we just came from. So he was so kind that we told him thank you very much, and we were going to give him some cash to just appreciate what he has done for us. But instead he said, no, let me do some seva of yours. So first he asked, like, please come in, I'll get you some tea, and we said no, we have to go. And the next thing you know is he takes out money from his pocket and say, no, let me do some seva for you. They're like, no. So it's very nice of him, very kind of him to actually do that as well. I don't think so we have experienced it. Some places, of course, people have went above and beyond to do seva for us.
इतिहास हो कर रहे हैं, ब्लॉग भी बना दो तुझे.
हाँ जी, ब्लॉग बना रहे हैं. हाँ जी. So that's him, Pankaj Pava.
चैनल का नाम क्या है?
BoS TV.
And with that, we leave the amazing city of Rohtak, and what a great experience it's been, the love of the Sangat, and it's a great way to finish the day. In the next episode, we head to Agra for the final stop before Guru Tegh Bahadur gets arrested and makes their way towards Delhi to attain Shaheedi. The next episode is our final episode. We hope you guys tune in, and we'll see you guys there.
Jana